Hi, my name is Sue. About 3 years ago, we had the privilege of my dad moving in with us. 2 years later, though, he fell and broke his hip at age 94, and our three-story home was no longer accessible to him as his apartment was down on the lower level. He couldn't manage steps at all, so we considered installing a chair lift, and we looked at several different companies. What happened though was we had unusual stairs, so it was going to become a custom job and therefore very expensive. So we tossed around the idea of an elevator, but we thought it was way above our budget, and we made many phone calls and finally ended up talking to Chad from Residential Elevators. And he said he thought that it was going to be the best solution for us and also be affordable. So we met with him several times, and from our first meeting through the selection of all the options that we had, they were wonderful. He was wonderful. They were so polite with my dad. Every time they came into the house, he and his people who worked for the company and delivered things spoke to my father. Before they left, they said goodbye. They really involved him in the procedure of installing the elevator. My dad participated in all phases of the installation and loved observing it because with his background of helping to build his house during World War II, he really appreciated good craftsmanship. We had a lot of fun choosing the options, and Chad gave us some great advice as to the size, thinking again if Dad would need a wheelchair in the future, which he did. Choosing our interior finish, the lighting, and the safety door, and he even suggested maybe adding a window in the cab so that we could see outside as we went up and down. Well, after everybody tested it real well and it passed inspection, the excitement grew because the day had finally come for Dad's maiden voyage. I cannot possibly explain to you the excitement that day. He just couldn't wait to get in it. And while we rode up and down, he used words like wow about 30 times. Perfect, unbelievable. He had so much fun, and from then on just loved getting in his elevator to go up and down the stairs. My dad has since passed away, and we treasure our time that he was with us. But we know that it was a real highlight for him being able to observe his elevator being built. The construction crews were wonderful, explained everything to him, answered his questions so well, and he always complimented them and said they were so professional in every way, a real top-notch company. Now, my husband and I don't need the elevator for health reasons yet, but we do use it for a variety of things, like moving heavy suitcases from the top floor down to the bottom floor when we travel, and bringing groceries up from the car. That's very nice, and moving furniture around. The real blessing's going to come, though, when we don't have to move from our house. We would have had to move earlier when one of us runs into problems, but now we're going to be able to stay here. Our 3-level house has become a 1-level house thanks to the elevator. No matter what happens, we'll be able to stay here. And when the time comes that we do have to sell, you can imagine what the resale value is going to be. People will love the fact that there's an elevator installed in our house. My dad used to say, the inevitable is inevitable. And we know it's not a matter of if, but when our time might come that we wouldn't be able to handle stairs. But thanks to the elevator, we're going to be able to stay here and live independently for longer than we would have hoped for. And we're pleased that we've been able to provide my dad with this, and we're also going to benefit from having it too. The timing was perfect. Chad's involvement was wonderful, and we thank them for changing our lives, my dad's, but also my husband's and my life, for having this option in our house, and we're always going to be grateful to them. We don't feel as though we're just their customers anymore. You know, when you work together on something this big, you really become more like family. I'd like to give you a little tour. I'm going to take you into the elevator and show you what we decided on. There's our beautiful window. It also has a telephone for an emergency, and we had a railing for my dad. We'll go up to the top floor and just show you how neat it is, how quiet it is, how smoothly it runs. The neighbors have fun watching us go up and down. As you can see, it comes to a nice smooth stop and is just a wonderful addition to our home. We feel very blessed. Bye-bye.